Hi guys, welcome to Vote Sports. Today we are talking about Chelsea. The deal for Omorodion is off. Now Chelsea is negotiating for them to sign Joao Felix from Atletico Madrid. When the news broke, everybody was surprised because it wasn't expected. Now Chelsea is negotiating for Joao Felix to come to Stamford Bridge. I don't know if it's a good deal or not, but I'm going to ask my guys here if Omorodion was a better deal or Joao Felix. Joao Felix had been at Chelsea for a loan spell for 6 months before he went back to Atletico Madrid. Now Chelsea is trying to get him on a permanent basis. Okay guys, that deal about Joao Felix, how do you make of that deal also?
For me, it's a good one because you can't have just one creative mind in the midfield. You know, when you look at the Chelsea fold, I know John would disagree with me, but when you look at the Chelsea fold, you have Cole Palmer, who's the only creative mind. The rest of the other two players, Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo, are defensive-minded. They pass the ball around. Though Enzo creates small chances, but not going forward. He creates chances linking the defense line to the midfield and the attack. But you also feel like you need someone who's as creative as Cole Palmer up front. You understand? And the signing of Pedro Neto brings that number. So it reduces the pressure off Cole Palmer to be the only creative mind in the field. Then you also have a Joao Felix who can also be a false nine for you, create chances, run at defenders, get a 1v1. He's good at that. And perhaps maybe this season we'll now start seeing them make Jackson compete with Haaland for perhaps the golden boot. You understand?
I disagree.
I'm not sure John has to disagree with you.
That's
why I
well
said
far
Chelsea
off.
needs a
Like,
striker. I'm not talking about they need a creative striker. They need someone that can score. Okay, John.
You need someone to unlock the potential
Okay.
of
That's what I'm saying.
Nico
Okay,
Jackson.
John, if
there's no potential to unlock.
okay, John, okay, let's say they bring him and he unlocks potential for Jackson, and Jackson gets injured, then what will happen to Chelsea?
He
Because
plays in that position.
They need a striker. Then who will unlock for him?
He definitely will unlock for himself.
Okay, John, what do you make of this deal?
You see, I really don't know why he likes talking about Jackson competing for golden boot with what's his name now, Erling Haaland, because Jackson is a player that has never broken the 10-goal mark in his career for one particular club. And this is somebody who's in Chelsea right now as their main man. If I was a Chelsea fan, I'd be worried right now because they are going into the season with a broken foot. And you know what scripture says about trust in a broken foot, okay? So let's not go into that. So for me, if you ask me, Omorodion came out of nowhere. I was expecting the Omorodion deal to go through at least an out-and-out striker, at least. You know, he's played for Deportivo Alaves, signed to Atletico from Granada and all of that, and it didn't go through. The deal has collapsed, and now the only option Chelsea have now is Joao Felix. I'm actually livid right now that Joao Felix is the player you are looking for instead of concluding the deal with Victor Osimhen. Now, Joao Felix is not a striker. Joao Felix is a second striker, and he's played mostly as an attacking midfielder, and the left wing or on the right wing, which he did at Chelsea, which is done at Barcelona, and which he struggled to also do at Atletico Madrid a couple of seasons ago. Now, that aside, you come into the aspect of somebody who can create chances and score goals for you. He's only had one season at Benfica when he scored 15 goals within a calendar year. Just one season, 15 goals in a domestic league.
When he came to Chelsea,
when he came to Barcelona, he scored just 7 goals in the La Liga and then 3 goals in the Copa del Rey, and that's it. If you look at the assists, you create chances, right? You get in with the assists, just 3 assists. And if you look at his total assist haul, he's not had up to 15 assists in the last 4-5 years. He's been playing football for crying out loud. So excuse me, just looking at the stats, there are 1,001 players in the Premier League and in Europe that can do way better than Joao Felix. So for me, if you ask me, Chelsea do not need a Joao Felix. They need a Victor Osimhen, and then they also need to bring in somebody else into the midfield in the creative part. But if you ask me, you have a Cole Palmer, you have an Enzo Fernandez, you also have Noni Madueke, and you have Ugochukwu. Why can't Chelsea develop creative minds out of the people they have? Why do they need to always keep signing players to do this job for them?
Ugochukwu is a creative mind. I agree. Christopher Nkunku is there as you know when we even
what are we even talking
when we talk
about,
about
though?
strikers for Chelsea, when Jackson came in, he wasn't an out-and-out striker. He was playing from the flanks. I said this before, but people really said player profiling. He's a striker. When he played in his former club, he was playing from the flanks most of the times. Now, bringing a player that could unlock his potential is the only thing that you would do for him right now. Everybody is trying to compete against him in that position. Christopher Nkunku, the likes of Sterling are trying to compete for that position. So they're not going to keep giving you. They're not going to keep giving you the pass to score goals when they know they will sit on the bench the next game. So everybody's competing. So I think Joao Felix is just the right signing to come in, complement Pedro Neto, cutting in from the right, Joao Felix cutting from the left, Kopama from the behind him, and this is just to unlock the potential.
But then I disagree. Look at last season.
Okay. Now, John, if you look at this whole thing now, Joao Felix is a second striker. He has never been a main striker. Sometimes he played there. Then you have only Jackson. I think why they are looking for Omorodion is because Omorodion was an out-and-out striker. So somebody that can actually compete with Jackson. But now it's not working. It's not going. But the only option they have now is to get Joao Felix.
Yeah,
definitely. Look at what I'm saying. Talking about
wait now. We're talking about out-and-out striker. You also know that Christopher Nkunku can play that position.
He can play
as a striker, and he can play from the flanks as well. So why get? I said this before. Why get someone that could just play you one position when you can get someone that can play you 5 different positions and still give results?
You are talking about. If you are talking about that, you have to look at. It's not just being let me say utility in the sense of playing 3 or 4 positions. We are talking about being proficient in those positions.
He is.
Nkunku is not proficient up front. Simple and short.
He's proficient from the left.
Proficient from the flank. So don't even count him in a striking position. I'm not done because I gave you your turn. You are going to hear me out. Now you are saying that you are sending somebody to unlock somebody's potential. The potential in Jackson is that Jackson gets chances, which is the potential you need to unlock. Give him chances, and Jackson is crazily wasting those chances. You see somebody get 5 chances. Excuse me. You see somebody get 5 chances. He blasts 4 of them. So I think if you want to maximize the potential of Jackson, don't sign a Joao Felix that is going to collect 300,000 or 200,000 from you. Get a striking coach like Manchester United have done with Ruud van Nistelrooy, and get the person to work with Jackson to work on his finishing, because that's his problem. Because the man misses chances. Chelsea have been creating chances for decades for him in that team last season, and he's missed 80% of them. So why? What potential are you unlocking? More potential of losing more chances, creating more chances for him, or just for him to throw them away? I disagree with that.
You have to understand sometimes players might not have a good season a year before and they enter the next season and they hit 20 goal mark.
No doubt about that. But the thing is, if you are talking about signing Joao Felix to unlock somebody's potential, I'm telling you that this person had all the chances created for him last season, and you want somebody to come in and create more chances. So you had 50 chances. You had 50 chances. You wasted 40, and now you want us to give you 100 again this season. 100 chances so that you waste 90 again. And now, secondly, you are talking about everybody competing for him for that. Nobody is competing for that 9th position. Everybody is competing to make sure that the chances you've given somebody $1,000. The person has thrown away your $1,000 and want to keep giving him. And Chelsea is losing matches, key games they need to be winning. They have to find a way to score the goal. See, this man is missing his opportunity.
You see what thing with trust. Arteta gave Nketiah that trust. Played him even when he was missing the same chances.
Pochettino did. Where is Pochettino
now? Even when he was missing, why did he not sack Arteta? It's the same thing as
Pochettino now.
It's the same thing as giving a player the opportunity to feel he can play. Jackson knows he can play in this position. Other players know they can play in the position. You compete. Now, because they don't have replacement for him, because other players can play well from the flank, so you want to manage them in their best position. Bring in a player that could also, okay, fine. If you are saying this, if Kopama gets injured, who replaces him? Nobody.
There are players there.
Literally nobody.
There is a non-Imadeke that can play in that position.
Non-Imadeke can play in the front. From the
Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez was playing in an AM position before he came to Chelsea.
Come on.
Enzo play as an
you will
AM.
never see Enzo play. Even the Argentine side where he played. Even in the Argentine side where he played, McAllister was playing ahead of him as an AM. In the Argentine national team, look at it from the best, where he played his best football. Manchester was still playing ahead of him as the AM in that team. So he's a CM. You can't play him as
a best football artist, former player, not at the national side.
Madueke can play from the right, not from the behind the striker. So you say Kopama, nobody. So Joao Felix can come in that position and replace him. So I'm saying this is an opportunity to give Jackson the right, like you always say, when you give somebody the right support, he don't get excuse again
my
to
own
miss
is that
chances.
my own is that, guys. My own is that if Jackson gets injured, then who plays there? I think what Chelsea is looking for is somebody that can compete with Jackson, not actually somebody that can complement Jackson. Both. Even though now, I think now they don't have an option. The option they have now is that if something happens to Jackson, either Joao Felix plays on the number 9 or Nkunku plays, because one of those preseason, Nkunku plays as a lone striker only.
Yes.
Sure.
So, but the question I want to ask now is, Chelsea is coughing out 60 million euros to buy Neto. Neto is in Stamford Bridge and they presented him to the fans in the weekend on Saturday.
Yesterday.
Now, if they have 60 million and all this small money they are using to buy these small players from Brazil and all that, why they can't just bring out 120 million and just buy Osimhen? Because they need Osimhen in that team. So why are they not buying Osimhen? Why are they not talking about Osimhen?
I'll do you one better. Chelsea are starting this season, a Premier League season, 2024-2025 season. The only out-and-out 9 they have is Jackson. And you tell me that as an outsider onlooker, that these guys are nothing short of jokers, or they are title contenders. They are jokers. They are jokers, no doubt. No way you want to look at it. They are totally jokers, because if you look at every other team in the Premier League competing for top 4 or for the Premiership, all of them have strikers in their side to get the job done. So why is Chelsea, for crying out loud, I'm screaming at Chelsea fans and the management right now, why are you going into the season with just one striker? Just one striker in Jackson, when you could have Omorodion, you could have Victor Osimhen, you could have 1,000 other strikers in the Premier League and in Europe. Just one striker, and you are relying on the forwards that haven't done it.
Arsenal don't have one out-and-out striker now, and they are finishing second, and they are still
Arsenal have an out-and-out striker. Yes,
strong.
They have an out-and-out striker. Yes, they do.
Name who?
Arsenal have Edwin Nketiah. Arsenal have Gabriel Jesus.
Now look at
he has not yet gone. Those two players are strikers.
Jesus is not an out-and-out striker. He said it himself.
Jesus is an out-and-out striker.
He said it himself. He likes to cause chaos. He's not an out-and-out striker. Wait, calm down.
He has played in that position for multiple seasons.
And when he played,
he may not have given the productivity you're expecting from Haaland and co. But he's an out-and-out striker, and he's played in that position. He's not somebody that is coming in that place to come and learn the game out, come and learn how to score a goal. He knows how to bury the goals, if you're asking me.
He played for Man City. He was supposed to be the replacement, of Conor Aguero, the king of goals. Yet he wasn't even able to wax Aguero's shoes. He started playing from the flanks, telling you he likes to cause chaos. He likes to play from the flanks and cause chaos, which means he has now announced himself as not a striker. You see that point? Now, Nketiah was given the opportunity, and he wasted most of it. And people did not really criticize him. Now it's Jackson's turn.
And he wasted what?
He wasted them now.
Now
it's Jackson's turn, and it's Jackson's turn, and people are saying,
for me,
come on now.
Nketiah has a better production,
better
stats than Jackson. Any day, anytime.
Give him the respect he deserves, man.
The difference between Arsenal and Chelsea, the gap is too much now. Arsenal, almost all the team, they score goals. So they don't really, even though they need a striker like Osimhen or a Haaland in that team, but they still find a way to score goals.
Mm-hmm.
But now Chelsea, they are not scoring goals. They are not winning games. That's just the problem. That's why people are not really talking about Arsenal getting a striker, because somehow, for example, look at the weekend game they played. The two defenders scored because they score with set pieces. Their wingers score goals. Their midfielders score goals.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at, so you can argue, because Pep did this for so many years. When Jesus was playing there, they were winning league. Even before they bought Haaland, they hit 100 points in the Premier League without an striker.
You build without a striker.
They built without a striker.
What if Maresca is trying to build? Wait, let me finish my sentence.
Let me call your attention to
what if Maresca is trying to build a season without a striker? Because Jackson can play from the flanks and can play as a 9. Christopher can play from the flanks and can play as a 9. Ugochukwu can play in midfield and can play as a 9. Noni Madueke can play from the flanks and can play as a 9, maybe. Now, all these players can play as anything in the front 4. What if they want to build a team that works first before they start looking for a striker that could come and compete for that position?
I totally
and nail
disagree
it?
with you. If you look at that side from last season, and I'm not going to stress this matter again, if you look at that side from last season, you are going to see virtually every Chelsea forwards that should be scoring goals, forward that should be getting in on the goal, moving the ball to Jackson. Yes or no? And the only person in that forward, I'm telling you, the only forward in that lineup that was in on the goals was Palmer. And Palmer kept burying goals out of last season, 22 goals, over 10 or 11 assists as well. So that's the only guy, if you ask me. Where was Jackson last season? How many goals? What was his production for last season? And you now want to tell me now that you want to pick a philosophy from Arsenal where it's currently working, where wingers are trying to score goals, versus Chelsea where wingers are trying to shift the responsibility to somebody else to score, and you're telling me it's going to work? It's not going to work.
It will work.
Well, the new coach is here, so let's see what the new coach is going to do. Because
first season,
if you look at this game plan, the way he's playing in pre-season, probably he has tried Nkunku as a striker. He has tried other things. He's trying to work out his way for that particular thing. But finally, Joao Felix going to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Good deal or bad deal? First,
we are back to that. Good deal.
Good deal.
Great. What a wonderful deal to finish 10th.
okay.
But it's still good, man.
Good deal for who?
For everybody.
For everybody.
For everybody. The guy needs play time.
That's why you're a pessimist. If you're asking me, Joao Felix to Chelsea, good or bad deal, 1,000 times bad deal. Bad deal for Felix, bad deal for Chelsea, and bad deal for whoever else is in the conversation.
It's a good deal for all party, man.
Okay, let's look at what Chelsea is going to be doing. The negotiation for him to move to Chelsea is ongoing now. The deal for Omorodion, somehow, because of the contract issues, it's off. Now they are going to go for Joao Felix. I don't think, for me personally, I don't think Maresca has a hand in all these things. I think that Chelsea is practically buying players for him to use, because if he's the one that is saying that he wants to buy players and these things shouldn't be happening, if he says that I want Neto, they'll go all out and get Neto for him. But all this striking issue, for me, I think that they need Osimhen in that team. But let's see how Chelsea is going to perform. Joao Felix might come in and probably perform wonders, or Jackson might get on the goals. See you guys next time.